My next guest was threatened with a $5,000 fine this week for holding in-person church services. Well, what was his response? This defiant sermon at Calvary Baptist Church right outside Baltimore.
Pharaoh doesn't get to dictate to God's people how they worship their God. God's the one that defines the parameters. God's the one that communicates his will and his plan for his church, not Egypt. And the closer we get to Jesus coming back, the more church we ought to be having, not less church. Now that's God's parameters. So I'm tearing up this cease and desist order right here, and I'm telling you right now, we're going to do it God's way. We're going to do it God's way. God tells us how to worship him. Nobody else gets to do that.
That man, Pastor Stacy Shiflett, joins us now. Pastor, that gave a lot of people goosebumps across the country who saw that video, and now tonight, what's the reaction been from the community and other faith leaders? I know you talked to them.
It's been overwhelming, actually. Thank you for having me on your show, by the way. I'm a huge fan. By the way, believe it or not, I didn't plan on doing that. It wasn't scripted. I just happened to have it in my hands. And there's two things that get me pretty passionate. One is the American flag, and the other one is the Word of God. And those two things have been jeopardized here in the last few months. And it just kind of reached a boiling point for me last night. And I decided we couldn't take it anymore. And it's time to push back, make some noise, see if we can get our churches open again, Laura.
And Pastor Shiflett, invariably what many will say is you're putting people in jeopardy and having in-person church services. People have been infected when they've been at in-person church services and so forth. And your response to them is?
Well, we all know that the coronavirus only goes to church. It doesn't go to Home Depot. It doesn't go to the grocery store. It doesn't go anywhere except to church. And so we've all just had to come to believe that line from all these so-called experts that you can have 300 people at Walmart. You can have 250, 300, 400 people at Home Depot standing in line, touching stuff, bumping into one another. But for some reason or another, coming to church and checking people's temperature at the door and practicing this long list of social distancing protocols and guidelines that we put in place, and having families sit together and having everybody else sitting 6 feet apart. And we know that if we do that, that they're going to get sick. But, you can go to the store and touch everything in there and you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's been a shocker to me that so few members of the clergy have actually come out and said, we're just not doing this anymore. These rights are inalienable. You can't take them away from us. Put me in jail, like civil disobedience. I mean, it's surprising to me that so few have. But I got to tell you this, Pastor. Yesterday, U.S. District Court Judge Catherine Blake, she rejected a challenge by churches and businesses to your Governor Larry Hogan's stay-at-home order. So what's the next step? Keep going. I guess appeal to the Court of Appeals, Federal Court of Appeals.
Well, we're just going to church. We're going to go to church. We're tired of being told to sit at the house. When a man can take his daughter to the abortion clinic, but he can't take her to church. When a woman can take her son to the liquor store, but can't take him to church. When the marijuana dispensaries are flourishing and churches are shuttered, it's time for somebody to say something. And I'm with you, Laura. I'm shocked at how many pastors and preachers and church members have been content to sit on the couch in their pajamas and watch the service on live stream, and instead of going to church, actually going to church the way church was supposed to be. The word church in the Greek is the word ecclesia. It means an assembly of people together. The word church means coming together. You can't have church the way God intended for it to, through live stream and all those things. I mean, those are things that we have for people that can't come. That's not something we have for people instead of coming. So, no, it's just time to push back, and it's unfair, it's unjust, it's unconstitutional, and we're tired of it.
Yeah, the new normal, as they say, is being rejected by a lot of folks who didn't mind the old normal all that much. Pastor, we wish you the best of luck, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura.